title. Jeremy Jones and Carl Boyes are in commentary alongside the one and only Phil Yates.
Hannah, thank you very much indeed. Yes, the players shake hands. Who could have possibly predicted that these two would be going for the trophy? When we started out on Tuesday morning, if someone had suggested Bijsterbosch against Dang for the title, I would have looked at them with disdain. It really is a surprising lineup, and that makes it all the more intriguing.
Like, you know, watch out for the scratch in the upper right if he plays that shot. Oh, he played. And that's a good shot to put a tester on Marc early in the first game. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm with you, Carl. I mean, Marc loved getting that kick shot at the 5, no matter if he wins with it or not. So. Doesn't have to shoot at this. But why wouldn't he?
That would be a confidence builder at any point of any match in any tournament in the first rack of a major final. That was manna from heaven. Brilliant cueing.
Yeah, Marc possesses a phenomenal amount of cue power. It's very wristy, so what that means, he often overdraws the ball and things like that. He loses the cue ball quite a lot because he gets so much out of it.
Yeah, it's time to go with what you got, though, and don't be tentative. I think the last few games in the semifinal may help him. It's been a minute since that semifinal. And the one thing we didn't see from Marc really was those big break results that, you know, he usually comes with.
Marc Bijsterbosch wins this first.
Dang had chances, but in the end, Bijsterbosch is first off the mark. Not saying it was an outrageous run, but it was definitely beneficial. And now look at what's happened in the early stages here. Dang missing balls, and that's not been the case against anyone else.
Yeah, and hats off to Labudas, by the way. I think he played a really good semifinal. Of course, he had a couple shots that 8-ball he'd like to have back, but overall, I was super impressed with his confidence. And one thing we didn't see earlier is really, besides the very end, we didn't get to see Marc have a lead and really maybe get a little loose. You don't want to try to get loose, but, you know, when you get a lead, it just kind of gets you that way. And he's certainly a player, like Carl said, that possesses a lot of power. Oh.
Edgy start from both players, it seems. It's understandable.
I would say inevitable, considering their lack of experience on this kind of stage.
Yeah, this is a tester. We're only in rack 3. We've had a few mistakes, poor positional errors, a few missed balls. Middle of the pocket, and the cue ball's just got there. Now, the roll would have been ideal, but should still be okay.
And we can trace all of this back to a very ineffective safety shot right at the start of the rack from Bijsterbosch.
Dang Jin Hu wins the
He
third
was
rack.
1-0 down, was Dang Jin Hu. Now, though, he leads 2-1.
It's a tough one to take on the jump when the 9's that far away, but I don't think he really has a choice. There's a kick shot there that's not terrible. Kicking to the side rail, trying to bank the 7 up by the 8. Pretty play. Is he going twice at this? What's going on here?
False stroke.
Yeah, I mean,
Ball in net.
he has got this type of character in him, you know, to play a few unconventional
start the
shots.
Yeah, we saw that in a few of the early matches where, but I mean, he could get to the side rail easily and, like I said, kick the 7 up towards the 8 and just try and buy some time.
Bijsterbosch's kick was embarrassingly misjudged. And Dang, despite missing a couple of balls in that rack, the 6 and subsequently the 7 takes a 3-1 lead.
And for what looked like maybe Bijsterbosch struggling to start, I don't know if I roll out to that easy of a jump shot. You really got to take into account what is the mood and setting of the match when you're rolling out.
Yeah, Mark is also an entertainer on the pool table.
And also on the push out, you know, you want to take a chance of getting it back. He was never getting that back, right? Some you know you're not going to get back, so but it's kind of a soft safety kind of situation where the kick shot's not that bad to take or come into. But
Extension called.
that one there could get Mark going a bit. I don't know if he can draw a ton of shape. Just one row over between the 6-7 where he's at now. That's about as good as he can do. Oh, wow, he crashed him. And there it goes.
Marc Bijsterbosch.
He got that 9 rolling. In fact, more than rolling, firing. In it went. And just like that, it's 4-2. Well, the bank almost went in. In many respects, he got too close for his own good because the 6 remains there over the pocket.
Yeah, he's going to need a pretty decent angle here because if this is straight or just off straight, it's hard to get the cue ball back out. Yeah, I think he's okay. He can play this thin enough. He's had a look at the 7. He feels it goes off the rail, then the 8 ball.
Yeah. I mean, what do you do, though? Do you roll it and then maybe the 8 bounces on you a little bit? Do you shoot it a little bit, trying to hold your ball and let the 8 come up?
Yeah, the overhead, it doesn't look like there's a big gap there. That's what he's playing. Yeah, it was very, very tight. And the last rack or two, things have been a bit crazy for Dang Jin Hu, so he'll be delighted to come to the table with these 3 balls.
Overly ambitious when he tried to kick in the 7 in the 4th rack, Bijsterbosch, and the 7 scuppers him again.
Dang Jin Hu wins the rack.
5-2 Dang.
Lost the cue
False
ball.
stroke. Ball in hand. Just leave it. Thanks.
No discernible pattern,
starting.
Jeremy, really, in this yet.
No, he's had a variety of cue ball movements on the break shot. And, you know, when you get him to him that much power, that's why we talk about Kachi and SVB, how incredible they are.
You get here.
When you scratch on the break at this level, normally you are punished. And it looks as though Dang will be.
Marc Bijsterbosch.
The gap closes again. Dang's lead 5-3. You know, decision made on that push out in a nanosecond by Dang.
cannot leave them for Dang. Jin Hu. To the Q power, he is not scared to take them on. I think he's scratched, has it?
Foul stroke. Ball in hand.
Another mistake in the safety department.
And please start the clock.
At a crucial juncture of the semi-final against Pius Labutis. Labutis scratched on a safety.
This is a tester, isn't it, JJ?
Absolutely. One that can get you going, though. Sweet stroke. Sweet stroke there.
Oh, what a shot there from Bijsterbosch. Starting to wake up in this final.
And here, when the nerves are high, the players don't want to really hit it that soft. So go ahead and let the cue ball run a little bit past the side. It's okay.
Yeah, he's giving Dang something to think about here now.
Well, as far as Bijsterbosch's event, this could be a very big 8-ball we look at later.
The extension, please.
These are the type that players have struggled with when trying to put a little bit of power in there. Now, this is where, again, his stroke is so powerful. I think he moves the ball easily just with about a medium stroke.
From this distance, given the balls we've seen missed, the 9-ball isn't guaranteed. Skylar Woodward missed one from short range in the semi-final this afternoon.
Marc Bijsterbosch wins the rack.
But Marc Bijsterbosch is reliable, and he hits the front in the final for the first time since he took the opening rack. That is 4 in succession.
That's what you want, you know, when you're the one having to push out.
Dang just relieved to get back to the table after being frozen out for the past 2 racks.
That'll work nicely. Good speed control there.
Yeah, really got the cue ball to travel a long ways, involving 3 different cushions and really contained in the one as well. Fairly containing anyways.
Extension called.
This is surprising. Now this is where he's thinking about the aftermath of the hit. That's why he's going this way. But to me, this is a difficult kick, and you don't know you're going to get safe anyways. I kind of like the right side rail to the top rail on the back side of the one myself. What about you, Carl?
Yeah, I know what you were saying, JJ. He was always going to need the world there.
Just piecing it together. One shot here, let me move one rail. Another shot, let me go 2 rails there. And just, that's how you find your rhythm. And I think the rhythm that really kind of holds up.
Yeah, I think Marc would be a popular winner on the circuit. Very friendly guy.
Yeah, unless you know him, really. You can miss him because he's always wearing his ball cap usually until he goes into action. Kind of sticks to himself and, of course, his close friends. And yeah, it seems like definitely the level of play is improving.
Only 1 in it, but that's far from telling the full story, because that is 6 of the last 8 racks now from Marc Bijsterbosch. Maybe go out and enjoy a bit of Lugo. I'm sure they'll all be here for the finish, though. And they got briefly excited there about the 9 heading towards that corner.
let's see what he has as far as options. This is, of course, could be an early winner. I don't know. Is a 3-4 tied up? Does a 3 pass? Tell you, I might do something a little different here. Use the 6 to move the 9 on a push out in some kind of manner. And I couldn't knock him if he does shoot at the kick shot at all. I may do the same. I'm just saying I may think about things a little bit. And does he have a clear path, or does he have to really spin the cue ball? Because spinning the cue ball, a lot of things, I might just maybe kick underneath it, to be honest with you. Lay the 2 on the side rail. Go into the back of the 9 with the cue ball.
Hasn't been more than a rack ahead at any point in this final until now. And a very swift end. Just 2 shots to win the 14th rack.
He's down very quick. He's down very quick. He made that look easy. They're not easy.
Well, Dang's played some nice safeties, but, you know, the little I have seen him play besides this week, it's really been an offensive kind of gear he can hit. Straight shooter. And
shot on the 7.
I totally agree. They always talk about mistakes can be contagious, right? But these two are kind of pushing each other, making them play better. Swing it 2 rails around the 9.
Yeah, could even go 4 rails. But I agree with you. Just that little kill shot in behind the 9. There it is. This is a nice reply. Don't forget the safety shot Dang played to get this opportunity.
Sometimes when you get a final where it's 2 players not used to being in this situation, they crumble under the nerves and it's a bit of a disappointment. Far from it here. This is wonderfully entertaining stuff.
Stun the cue ball straight down. He's going to go into the 9. He's got a big helper there with the 6. But if he cuts the 2 too much, it's not any good anyways. There you go. We ain't seen it in a minute, but I was wondering if we were going to see it again.
Plays his own style of 9-ball pool. And when the balls are moving that fast, anything can happen.
Yeah, and sometimes you've got to make something happen. And what a moment. It's been so impressive in the way he's taken control of this contest since then.
Hair short of ideal, but he's still okay. He's really got the stroke under command, so this little kill shot here shouldn't be a problem.
You see players have a bit of good fortune in pool all the time. It's usually not something that was ever in their head, but Bijsterbosch made the call to Lady Luck, and she answered there. And from that position, he's gone on to go 2 clear again. He's now just 3 away. It's 10-8 in the final.
Even a piece, he would love just a piece of the purple. Oh, he's got a shot.
Wow, I thought with his body language he was hooked. Yeah, we're just saying, you know, you play a few racks and you just know when you're hitting the ball sweet, goes in the middle of the pocket, the cue ball always comes round off a few rails, lands perfect for your next ball, and I think both players have just hit that point where they're both doing it at the same time.
Well, also, right, just like the best players kind of forget quickly, these guys, the more they play it, they're going to forget it's the final a little bit. You know, they're getting a little more in the zone.
Thank you.
And with that, we're back to 10-9. I don't think this crowd need to be G'd up any further, but Dang's done it anyway. Enjoying the moment in his big final. And you know, momentum is something that's open to debate. Who's got it at the... He hasn't been level since it was 6-all.
Slightly jacked up, he's punching the cue ball round. He's got to go in the middle of the pocket. Oh wow, what a shot this is, by the way. He's getting into this. He's getting the crowd on his side as well.
It just feels like they're pushing each other on here to deliver relentless quality, rack after rack.
Yeah, a little worried about the overdrawing there, but I like what he's done. He's put it in his own hands. Just a little chip shot on the 8.
Started the rack by talking about who the momentum was really with. No doubt about it now. That's 4 of the last 5 for Dang Jin Hu. And now it's a race to 3 from...
Or do you just stitch him up 3 rails?
I think it's the stitch up. It had to be the stitch up. He's played it well. Listen, Dang knows that Bijsterbosch has had a little bit of the run of the ball certain times in this match, but if you're ever going into a match as a professional and you know you're playing a player like that, you're happy.
Yeah, a lot of the times when you're playing a player like that, they have a really high gear that can certainly beat you, but if a few things go sideways, you know, it could be quite the opposite.
Well, it was a fantastic hit to hit the ball, full ball. That's all he could have done.
Really like the speed, trying to keep the accuracy in the hit. Of course, you never think you're going to really make it, but just hitting the ball was so important.
Now, can he turn that into an 11-10 lead?
He may play over to the 9. He may play over to the 9 ball!
Oh, wow! We're just seeing everything here! And what we've just seen is 2 memorable shots in a row from Marc Bijsterbosch. He's back in front, and now only a couple of racks away from becoming the first ever Spanish Open champion.
Can he bleed the cue ball by the 9 here? Oh, he's going to play behind the 5. This could be a big mistake. I thought he had hit the left side of the 1 and just kind of, you know, let the cue ball come just by the 9, use the 5 a little bit. I think he can definitely get at this. It may require a little spin, which isn't the best for position, but I think he can come up, just creep up towards the 2 in the side.
You know, if this is dead straight and he draws back, this is that shot I was talking about. Because he possesses a ridiculous amount of cue power, this is the type of shot what can scare him. Sometimes he underdoes it because of that reason.
Yeah, but this is natural. You know, again, he doesn't really have to get into the ball too much. He can stay around what he's been doing with most of the shots. Key here is trust what you see. No adjustment on the aiming.
Extension called.
Yeah, this is smart. It's very hot in here, as we've kept alluding to. Wipe your cue down. Give yourself that little bit more time. Biggest shot of the match coming right up. Well, he's doing well here. He's doing well here, JJ. That'll be okay. It's a little thinner than guaranteed, but he had to play the 7 the way he felt like he was guaranteed to pot it.
Oh, I like him coming to the 4th rail. This just felt a little funny because you got to play it with spin one way or another. Oh, really good. Kept it more natural.
It was 9-6 up in this final. Swiftly got pegged all the way back to 10-all, but he's reasserted himself, and Bijsterbosch is about to break on the hill.
Ball in hand, though.
Somehow we knew it wouldn't be predictable. It hasn't been that sort of match. Any time you think you're getting a sense of the way it's going, it's another twist. And another one here, maybe? He's wringing every last drop of drama out of this. And more to come in a moment.
Yeah, and we'll see what he has. I don't think this is easy at all, Carl.
Well, he's going to go for some. Don't worry about that. Whether it's some kind of fizzy bank or chop it in the middle and spin the cue ball round.
I like the bank, wrap the ball with draw out of the corner.
Was the cue ball going to finish? Well, I don't blame him for shooting the bank, JJ. I don't blame him for 1 minute, because how many shots do you get to win a big, major, open title?
This is kind of straight as well. I was going to say, he's got to get into this.
Oh my, what a shot he's played there. Right, pot the 9 first, Dang, pot the 9. This is for Hill.
It had to be. It just had to be. A final we'll be talking about for years to come. It deserves a finish like this. We're ringing every one of the 25 racks out of it, and in the last of them, Dang Jin Hu will break. Oh, we're never going to forget this final. This is what the Spanish Open is going to be like over the years. Let's hope it's on the calendar for a long time to come.
Dang Jin Hu to break.
One rack to decide it all.
He's been breaking hard. And he's not been making balls. He has not been making balls.
And it appears a tough purple 5 on the side rail nearly does go by the black 8, so the ball's in the open, not easy. You gotta love it not backing off though, right? Smashing them at Hill.
4 dry breaks in a row. Sorry, 4 dry breaks in total for Dang. 2 in a row, right at the end of the match.
I'll tell you, this isn't an easy shot at all, of course, minus the situation, and you're going to go into the 9, get in position on the blue 2. No cupcake.
Yeah, the purple 5 looks tied up as well for later on in the rack.
The extension, please.
And you don't ever want to play safe here, but it's touchy. I'm just going to say he could kind of shoot through the 1 with a little high left ball and go to the bottom rail, spin the cue ball behind the 8 and let the 1 come up. That's an option. Doesn't really have good action on the 9 in any kind of way. Not that I think, anyways. Oh, he tried. And he's taking care of all the problems, it appears, anyways, unless the 2 gets locked up. Now the 5's gotten locked up. So he tried a kiss shot that I don't know was really there. Now he's going to get beat on the 9.
Bijsterbosch has made a habit of deciding racks in this tournament. It's the 4th he's had in his last 5 matches. Hasn't been that way for Dang at all. He's won all his contests by at least a margin of 3.
Okay. This will be tight in the side, but...
Is he drawing to this, Carl? I'm sorry.
Oh, nicely done indeed. Okay. Now it's Dang Jin Hu's chance. Can he hold himself together?
Probably going to have to play a nice little kill. Oh, he went in and went aggressive, so if he gets a lot of angle here, he's got to work the rock. I thought he might settle for something he can just kill the ball on the 3. So twice back and forth. I think he was going to kill it right there. I think he's reassessing. I like him coming twice here. He played the kill shot, so he's going to take a ton of angle on the pink. And he can't really roll it and get there where he wants. He's got to come twice on this as well, just to get the angle to draw off the 5. So a lot of work left.
Well, played it at the right speed. That's why the ball fell from that angle.
Yeah, and if they go on these tables, you hit it well enough. Having a kind of slow, uh-oh, this is going to get a little flat near the rail. He's just going to fall underneath the 6.
Got to be careful here, though. Well, I'll tell you what, JJ. This has been some effort.
As the pool calendar has expanded over the last couple of years, it did so without the presence of the Chinese players. We wondered, when they returned, would they have been left behind? Dang Jin Hu has given us quite an answer here. It's Dang's delight in a dramatic decider. He was 12-10 down to Marc Bijsterbosch. The Dutchman's heart is broken. Dang Jin Hu is up on top of the table and on top of the pool world. Absent from the world stage for recent years, but firmly back now. He's the Spanish Open champion 2023.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2023 and first ever Spanish Open Pool champion,